Let's check out the sound, make sure everything's working properly. I'm glad it's excellent. Right, good. Now we're good, we're good, we're good. Welcome, YouTube. I should say welcome, people. How you doing? Hope everyone's doing all right. So, where is, I think it's on, it might be on this phone. So what I did is I asked the question on my community tab, which is somewhere abouts. I don't know where it's gone. Oh, I might be actually in actual YouTube. Let me find it. Right, okay, yeah, that's where it is. So community. So I asked the community, who wants to see a video of me discussing what you actually need for a gaming PC then? I'm so annoyed with the wrong information given to people these days. So we got yes 83% and no 17%. The no's must be the stars of the show then. And it got a few likes, so it's cool. Right, so now this is what we're going to do. We're going to talk about what is a balanced PC, what you should be buying for entry level, mediocre level, and obviously top end. Whether this video applies to you, whether you are an impulsive buyer, impatient buyer, and a person that's got loads of money, and also applies to you if you haven't got that much money, and also applies to the people that have got the money but don't really want to spend that extra bit of money, but will try to squeeze a little bit out of the components they got already. So let's go into here. Is okay, you're set up for wireless gaming peripherals. What? Navik Tech 26 is okay, you're set up for wireless gaming peripherals. I don't even know what that means. But anyway, let's start off with, when it comes to building a PC, what do you need? You need a case, you need a power supply, you need a CPU. No, don't really need a GPU, not all the times. But you do need a GPU. And you don't need a GPU, and you also need RAM, you need a hard drive and a motherboard, and a monitor, a keyboard, mouse, headphone set. But it depends, you might not need that. But let's talk about gaming PCs. So let's start off with, we're going to talk about Ryzen and we're going to talk about Intel as well, and also talk about the different types of RAM that you can get that are different grades. Now, if you are in entry level and you really want to, this is what we're going to use. We're going to use overclockers as well for this. I'm going to go into building a PC. So I'm going to this is going to probably be quite a long time and everything like that. But if you're really interested in getting the most and the benefits from the PC and getting it right, this is what you're going to need to do. So what you need to do is start off with the graphics card or the motherboard or CPU. Right, so let's go with, starting with hang on, this gets even more confusing, because if you've got a small space, you might want to just have ITX. Now if it's a big space, you still might want ITX, but it depends. Some people want big cases, medium cases, whatever cases, extravagant cases that opened out. But if you've got a dog and cat, or your dog hair can go in the open out case and stuff like that, or you want a case that goes on the wall, we just don't know yet. So if I start off with let's say we're going to start off with a case first, yeah? We're going to go with we're starting off from basic, how much things are. So medium cases is what we normally go for. Now, right, here we go. So manufacturers, we've got all brands here. So we've got Aerocool, Andes, Asus, Be Quiet, Bitfinex, Cooler Master, Corsair. I didn't know EK Waterblock's done one. Fractal Design, Inwin, Jonesboro, I never heard of them. Colink, Lian Li, MSI, NZXT, Fantex, Rangertech, Silverstone, Singularity Computers. Talked about him the other day. He's very old school, but his stuff's very expensive. Thermal Take and Zalman. Zalman's well old, right? Zalman is well old. Now, if we want to start off with a decent case for a decent price, look at Andes, Aerocool. Actually, Aerocool probably be the cheapest. Right, here we go. Straight off the bat, yeah? 32.99 for an RGB case. Even if you ain't interested in RGB case, you've got RGB anyway, yeah? So, we're starting off with a medium case. And we've got all the popular ones there. Some are not in stock, some are not out of stock. Everything that I talk about in this video about components is going to be linked in the description down below. If you want to obviously have a well-balanced PC, we're going to talk about everything here, so everyone buys the right stuff. Right, so let's just start off with this case here, a RIF RGB mid case. And some people be like, oh, the motherboard doesn't connect to the RGB 3-pin 5-volt header. And some have got the old 4-pin header, which you can put in both sides. One side gives you straight colors, the other side gives you the right colors, where you're meant to have all the right RGBs and set up and that. Anyway, let's have a look at this case quickly. So this looks pretty nice. Side panels bland. Oh yeah, I think this has even got glass on the side, isn't it? I think this has even got so we've got tempered glass, all for £32.99. Now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 expansion slots. Now the top one and the second one, it's got 2 screws that it can take off for the graphics card. The rest you're going to have to break the tabs off. And if you break the tabs off in the wrong place, then you're going to have to literally have that back bit open constantly. So that's the problem with that case. But it's only £32.99. It's also got a shroud, but a shroud can obviously go 2 or both ways, where it can suffocate your computer a little bit or not suffocate your computer a bit. But it can also hide the cables, make it look really nice. Now, the problem with this case right now is at the top, all the cables are inside, but also coming down inside the case, which makes it a little bit awkward. You can see the PCB board, and that's revealed in there. And you've got nice cutout holes inside that case. It's not a problem. I've done quite a few Aerocool cases. It's got the standoffs right there, depending on what motherboard you can put in there. Right, so we've got the medium case. So let's put this down, yeah? Let's see. We've got integrated RGB lighting. 13 unique lighting modes. That is cool. That is really good. So we can also put in, if you've got an old school mechanical hard drives or small ones, you can put in 3.5 or 2.5. It's got the space there for that. The dimension's not too big. It looks alright. It's got tempered glass. The roof can only fit, looks like a 120 mil fan at the top, which is okay. Technically, I wouldn't go anything lower than a 240 for AIO water cooling. Just makes sense. But anyway, we've got that all sorted. It's got USB 3.1. It's got 2 USB 2s, 1 audio in and out, and even an SD card reader. So that's going to be good for creation people. So this is like a budget orientated case, which is name brand. So it's still well balanced. It's a decent sized case. Everything's at the top, easy access. Right, so let's add that to the cart. Now we're going to move on to the motherboard, because now we know that we've got a medium size case. So we're going to go on to a motherboard. Gaming PC setup, all wireless keyboard, mouse and headphones. Yes, we'll do the whole thing. We'll do the whole thing. Right, so we've got the case. We're going to go to the motherboard now. Right, let's start off with, should we start off with Intel? Let's start off with Intel motherboards, right. So, a very basic one. So you got RGB ready, yeah? So technically, these motherboards here can't do RGB. But what it is that they're a decent price. And that means that you can connect everything up to it and still get it going. So let's just do it at the basic price. That case will probably be able to do RGB on its own, but we'll check that out. So we'll go for, this is a micro ATX, so we don't want that. We want a normal size motherboard. And why is that more expensive as well? What's this? 1151 socket. Let's go for 1151 socket then. So let's go with this motherboard at £79. No, actually, no. Is this a crypto mining one? Yeah, so it's got a few ports. I suppose it would be alright, but we don't want that one. So we won't go with that motherboard. We will go with, what's the newer motherboard that's a little bit cheap? I want to go cheap, but I don't want to like buy something that's going to break. Right, okay. Let's go with supports the 10th generation Intel CPUs. Let's keep everything up to date. That's what we're going to do. And if you're new to this video, stream, subscribe, or new to this channel, subscribe, like this content. It helps me out a lot if you like it, and then I know obviously that you like it and stuff. Right, let's go up to the top of here, and then we will go to price, and we'll go to 62 quid. Right, so this fits the 1200. It's still a micro ATX mod. Right, we'll put it in anyway. So what have we got here? 1 graphic card slot, 2 RAM slots. We've got audio out. We've got a graphic. Yeah, so basically we don't even need a graphics card for this one. 62.99. Supports Gen. Should support, yeah, 10th gen Intel processor. RAM is okay. We'll keep the price down. Goes up to 2,933 megahertz. I think it does anyway. That's a bit weird of a number. Supports HDMI 1.4, which is good. Maximum resolution 4K and 2K, so we've got full resolution of that motherboard as well through the graphics port on there without needing a graphics card. It's got 2 USB 3 points. This is a good deal. Right, we'll put this one down. Even though this motherboard's a little bit smaller, we'll do this one as well. Now we've got the motherboard. Now we need to get the CPU. Now we're keeping this all balanced. Remember that. We're keeping it all balanced. So we need to go back into Intel processor. So we need a 1200 Comet Lake. Let's go to the price and smash this down. Now this is where it gets a little bit different, because you've got to make sure that this CPU can handle gaming and it's going to be okay. So this is still quite expensive, really. All right then, it's still expensive, but it's a 6-core 12 threads CPU, but it's clocked at 2.9 gigahertz. But Intel are good for overclocking, so that is good. Let's say we went for a retail version of that CPU, and the price is £275.97 at the moment. So we've got the motherboard, the CPU, and we've got a case. Now we need a power supply. Now that is a Core i5 power supply. You can run that CPU at 500 watts, no problem whatsoever, right? But what we're going to opt for is that we're trying to find a decent price and a decent manufacturer. Never ever cheap out on a PSU, because that could be problems. We've got a Co-Link one here. Co-Link one's okay. Normally I'll go for an EVGA one. It's 400 watt one there. That would be actually sufficient, but what I would suggest is probably going up slightly a little bit more in price. If we've got one that we can go up a little bit more in price, that is. We can go. How much is EVGA now? Let me go to 55. And we've got a Be Quiet. Be Quiet, they are known as one of the best power supply companies, and so is I can't remember what their names are, but I'll talk about it in 1 second. And Corsair's okay as well. £46 for 450 watts. That's the lowest I would go with on a power supply. £44. But we'll go for this one. We'll go for the Be Quiet power supply. Yes, because this is nice and balanced. £330. Got a power supply so far. Let's go for RAM. Where is the RAM? Where is the RAM? Where are you, RAM? Right, DDR4. So we only need a dual memory slot. And to be honest with you, are you going to notice the difference between 2400, 2666 megahertz, or 3000 megahertz and 3200 megahertz? No, you're not. So what I would do is go for the 2400, because you're keeping it at that base level, but you need the memory to do the calculations and stuff with the CPU, and it needs to be fast enough. So we'll go with 2400. Now this is old school, but it's still good. We can go with Corsair. It's very solid on that with the memory front. Look at that, £50. You probably could get this cheaper. Now the timings, wow, 14, 16, 16, 31. That's all right. That's okay. It's not too bad. But what is this? This is only 8 gig. No, we don't want to do. Should we do 8 gig? We could do 8 gig because we just want it to work, right? 16 gig is the norm, but we'll do with 8 gig, right? So we'll go with that in there, and we're up to £380 so far. Now we need. What else do we need? We need hard drive. Actually, I don't think that Intel's CPU had an air cooler, but we need to get an air cooler. We can get a cheap one. So let's go with hard drive. What the frick is going on, man? Go on hard drive. Right, I would go, personally, SSD. Why would I go SSD? Because mechanical hard drive's slightly slower. Now, this is where it becomes important to know. If you're an impulsive buyer, you're going to buy any hard drive you want, which will make it unbalanced. And plus, you might need a bigger hard drive for a cheaper computer. So say if you're using it for streaming media, like from like your computer, or using it for your console to stream onto a TV, then an SSD would be good, but a mechanical hard drive will be a slower time. NVMe is really good, but NVMe costs more money because NVMe is faster. So I would go personally with SSD. Now, starting price, 120 gigabytes, okay. Oh, for God's sake, hang on 1 second. I don't know whether my phone, why does my phone keep vibrating? I don't know. No, everything's okay, I think. Well, okay, so I would start off with 120 gig because 120 gig will get you in there. This is a 6 gigabyte per second, 2.5 inch mechanical hard drive. Kingston make really decent SSDs. It's slightly slower because this one's an old school one. You can get newer versions, but $25.99. Let's knock that on there. Now, the difference between a PC and a console is that you can upgrade. So you can take this out and the motherboard is still okay and you can still put a faster SSD in. But will you notice the difference? We'll talk about that anyway. I did say I was going to say about the power supply. So I will go back to the power supply and think of like the actual good manufacturers that actually do good power supplies. So if I go into here, put power suppliers in, let's go to manufacturers. It was Fractal Design, do a good one. Seasonic is probably one of the top manufacturers, and be quiet, for power supplies. Antec make a lot of power supplies as well, but depends on the cables and cable mess and stuff like that. Right, so what we've got here, we have got, so far, we've got a case, we've got a motherboard, we've got a CPU by Intel, and Intel's the more expensive end. Don't forget that. Be quiet, Corsair, and we've got a hard drive so far. This is looking good, £406.90, but we also need to get delivery as well. And what else do we need? So we've got the SSD. The cables should come in the box for the motherboard, which is a SATA data connector. And then obviously your power supply will have the cables for that. And the RGB, probably you might have to buy an extra cable of that, but you might not need to because you can just use what you've got on the case for this time being, because this is the price. Right, so I think, have we got, oh yeah, cooler. We need a cooler. Now, I don't think this Intel CPU has a cooler. So let's go back to the CPU quickly. I didn't even check, so let's check. £179. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit more expensive, but this is all right for a new generation computer. And we'll be able to oh no, you won't be able to overclock this actually, but you will be able to with the new motherboard when you start to upgrade. 65 TDP. Okay, so this does not come with a cooler, and we've got a turbo max frequency of 4.3. Bloody hell, this is not a bad deal. Right, let's go to coolers. Right, so if I was going to buy a cooler, AIO 240. Now, water cooling, AIOs. The problem is that CPU air coolers are caught up with AIOs now. So you can actually have a CPU air cooler that will last and outlast a AIO cooler. What people don't know is that an AIO cooler needs to be changed between 1.5 and every 2 years. But people don't do that, and this is why that when you actually using your computer and you're like, and you may want to overclock it or do whatever with it, it means that your frequencies will be down and down. It will become like a laptop. When a laptop gets hot, it dials down the speed and then it literally throttles you, so you can't go any higher, but it keeps it cool. So anyway, I would go for a CPU air cooler right now. So I would go for a CPU air cooler, but I can't seem to find one. Which one do I want? So it's just, why is it mixed all the coolers in here together? Crazy. Now let's go for a good budget price. Now I've seen some CPU coolers that are cheap that can literally do the job really well. I never heard of Johnsbow. I've never heard of them, so I can't tell you whether they're going to be good or not. Ranging Tech CPU cooler, that one is not going to be great at all. I've used CPU coolers like that. It depends on however you call it. Arctic Cooling, they've been making retail stuff in like Maplins and all normal shops like Currys in the UK that you can go in. I think they do stuff in America as well. But yeah, those CPU air coolers, these ones, not great. Do not use this CPU air cooler. Remember, it needs to be balanced and it needs to be perfect. Now, this CPU air cooler is good. This is low profile, gives you more room, but depends if you're using a smaller case. This one's really good, but this is only a 92 millimeters, but it's still okay. Now, the best air coolers that I know of back in the day will be Zalman. Be Quiet, Notchwa are the best CPU air coolers now. And what else is also really good? Akasa do good CPU air coolers, but their thermal compound is not great. Apelthorn, that one's not a bad cooler. Cryorig is a really good CPU air cooler. Now, if you're into budget and Scythe as well, and what's the other one called? Do they not sell it? Scythe? They don't sell the other one I was talking about, but Notchwa anyway. Actually, what's the cheapest Notchwa? Probably be like a brown burgundy colour. That's the only problem though. Air coolers. CPU air coolers. I don't know. They don't seem to sell it. Right, here we go. This Be Quiet one is good, but for me, if you were starting out and building a computer, this looks nice as well. If you were starting out and building a computer, I would go with the Cryorig. Do they sell? I'm sure they sell Cryorig. Where's Cryorig? There we go, Cryorig. The reason I say Cryorig is because they literally innovate, make CPU air coolers fit to your motherboard so easy. Also, Be Quiet's new CPU air coolers fit really easily, so I'm going to go with Be Quiet. I don't know which one's cheaper though. Which one would be cheaper? And it's got to be TDP enabled to be able to handle it. So what's this one? 120 watt TDP. Now it's recommending that, but technically it doesn't mean it's completely right because it's still manufacturing. This is a bit like when you start seeing gaming and gaming keyboards, it must be wicked. Gaming CPU must be excellent because gaming on everything makes it more expensive. RGBs is what's taken over the name of gaming everything. But anyway, this is an old hard CPU air cooler, M9i. And this is a single tower, but it says it's got a rated 120 watt TDP. So it gives you a little insight, and it's copper, nickel plated and copper aluminium. Copper is obviously the best. Nickel plated is obviously a budget orientated thing, but because it's only Core i5, it should be okay. But it has got 6 to 12 cores, so it means when it starts to get hot, when it starts using the cores, a decent CPU cooler will be better. But this will be okay. It's out of stock, but it doesn't make no difference. It will have you covered. Actually, let me just check because it should be able to fit on a 1200 processor. Let's have a look. What's going on? What's my freaking phone keep going off? Right, so CPU, yes, there we go, CPU socket. Always check that, 1150, 1151, 1155, 1200. Now, the problem with this CPU air cooler is that, yes, it's only £20, but if you want to opt and change into AMD, you're going to have a problem because you have to buy a new CPU air cooler. But at the moment, we'll just go for this CPU air cooler because we know we're getting Intel. All right, what else do we need? We could go, what are we at? £446. Right, for this is going to be a gaming PC. So we need, I think we've got everything on this computer. Let me have a look. And this would be nice and easy to get the NVMe in there. Let's see, in this motherboard, can you fit NVMe on here? If you can't fit NVMe on this motherboard, it doesn't really matter, because you see there's a slot here, but it means you have to buy a slot to go in that card, unless it's something on the other side of this motherboard. Let me see, does it fit NVMe in it? Oh, we don't need to worry about NVMe because we've got SSD. So just think about that. If you want to upgrade and make it a little bit faster with NVMe, you won't be able to put NVMe in there, because I don't think you can use NVMe in there. And it's backwards compatible to i9 and i7 as well natively. Got 7.1 surround sound. 3-year warranty on that motherboard. 4 connectors, so you can have 4 SSDs on a PCI slot. Right, it's okay. We're good. Right, now let's go to peripherals. Right, let's go to keyboards. So if you're gaming, you start off with blue, red or brown switches. Other like things like silver switches are going to be very expensive, and Omron switches. You've got different places, manufacturers like Logitech do Omron switches. Then you've got RAZER switches, and then you've got Ducky switches. Then you've got I can't remember what they're called now. Red switches is by Cherry MX switches. That's what I'm saying. And then you've got Corsair switches now. There seems to be quite a lot. Actually, this motherboard here, I can recommend this. Oh no, I can't actually. This keyboard's more expensive. No, won't talk about that keyboard. Damn. Right. Okay. So let's go down in price. So when you're looking for a keyboard for what you've got here, you just want to look for red switches, or brown switches, or blue switches. Those switches would be all pretty nice as a keyboard. $24.95. That can't be right. Oh, that can't be the actual keyboard though, can it? I wonder if I can put in a mechanical keyboard in. Let me think of a manufacturer that would be quite decent. Don't know, it's not on there for that price. What one is this? This is not a keyboard, is it? That is definitely not a keyboard. I don't think. Ducky keycaps. No. I want actual keyboard. Probably have to go back. No, that should be alright. Where's the keyboard? What's this one? Mars Gaming. $5.99. No. I wouldn't. Well, you could use it to like. It would work. It would work. They look like half chiplet keys. So chiclet keys, I should say. What the frick? What? Whoa. What's going on? Oh, do you know what? Actually, let's come out of this. Let's go to what we can get. Gaming keyboards. I want to get a gaming set. Can we get a gaming set? Freaking hell, £148. Ooh. Let's get this down there. Can we get a gaming headset? That's nice. The Cooler Master one. The only thing is, though... hang on, you get a keyboard and mouse for that? $52.99. Let's see if we can come down a bit in price. Let's see... Can we get... Nope. It's not great. Game Max Strike. Omtimu Red switches for me. Switches. Good budget keyboard, around £40. Yes. Also, Gamer Max is a UK brand as well, but certain things they've got a bit of a problem with their CPU air coolers as well and cases. So I won't recommend at the moment. Let's go for the Cooler Master stuff here. You get RGB and it looks pretty tasty. Come on. If you can get better than that, it's all good. But I need to check Whether, all right, we've got 3000 DPI, that's perfect. Most people are gaming 800 to 1000 DPI. Actually, this goes 400, 800. So 400, 800. Yeah, this has got you covered. If you really need a high DPI, it will go to DPI, it will go to 3200. This is fine. USB 1.1. Obviously, this is starting up like stuff. So we've got that. Then we're at £499. Now we're going to have to hit up the monitor. Actually, we need headphones. Headphones. Where's the freaking headphones? Headset. Right. For my headset, I would go for... SteelSeries is quite comfortable, but I don't recommend them. And the reason I don't recommend them is because I don't work with them no more. But they have got some good headphones, so I can't really say anything about that. They are really good. They are freaking good. Right, Sennheiser are good. These, wow, these are well good. When they came out, they were like 200 odd pound. They're probably the best gaming headsets. It's probably the best gaming headset you could probably buy. Out of every headset that's come out, it's probably the best. Right, but it's too expensive. £148, it's like way blowing out the budget. So we need a budget pair of headphones. So let's go and find a pair of budget headphones. Corsair, $39.99. Oh, this one looks pretty cool, but it's still pretty expensive though. That KRAKEN X multi-play. Now, the reason why you should have decent headphones is because if you're playing, say, like Call of Duty or even Battlefield or Tomb Raider or something like that, you want to hear things around you or coming up behind you, you need to have a good headphone set. For $39.95, I would go with this one. I would go for this one. Right, but there's cheaper headphones than this, but because our price is only £500, that's not bad. But I would go for this because the sound would be pretty decent. Like, you can have headphones that are really comfortable, but the microphone would be absolutely shocking. 40mm drivers, it's gonna bang, but it depends. Some people, and you can listen to music as well, it's gonna be really nice. So we'll add this. I know it's a little bit more expensive, but we're gonna add that anyway. We can go back and tweak the price if we need to. Now, this is right without a graphics card. So if we were just going to game, we'll be gaming at 60 frame rates per second. Maximum, that would be your cutoff point. Monitor, a good monitor size between 23, 24 and 24.5 for any FPS games. Anything bigger than that, like 27, that's ridiculous. That is too big. That is not competitive. That's not... But anyway, if you're a gamer, then I guess you can do that. But when you're on a TV and if you're gaming, you're going to notice that you're going to have input lag. So you need to buy a more expensive TV, unless you've got an expensive TV anyway. But if you've got a more expensive TV, then technically this computer, it will be okay, but it won't be okay. All right, so let's go for a 24-inch. All right, we're only going to be capped at 60 frame rates per second. Because if we put a graphics card in, that's when we're going to be looking at 144 frame rates per second, or 144 hertz entry level. So let's go with this one. We're going to try and go for a cheap price that I know that this monitor is going to be good. All right, 1920 by 1080, 75 hertz FreeSync. This is good. Let's bang. MSI do good monitors. That's a curved one. Frick. This one's good. That BenQ one's okay. IPS means that you can look that way, up, down. That'd be good. But technically, if we're gaming, we want TN. We want a TN panel. This one's £114.95. Whoa. Samsung, that's not too bad. My PC is a Core i5 7400K, but I only have 4 RAM DDR. What? 4 RAM DDR4. If I put 4 more in, it will improve performance. It depends. This is another complicated question. We'll come back to you on that one. Right, okay, so this computer is without a graphics card at the moment, all right, and we need to just be capped at 1920 by 1080 TN panel, and we need to keep the price down. Now, I've seen monitors that you can get for like £70 at that price, but we're online right now in the current position. We've got a 3-year warranty, 1 VG. Oh yeah, also make sure, so this one's it's an ugly bezel. It's an ugly bezel, right? So we've got HDMI, we've got 3 ports, but we don't know what the spec is, the 3 ports of the brightness and everything. But this is just chuck it in there. We've got a monitor. Right, let's put it in there. £96. Have we got everything now? I think we might have everything. Let's just check. I have a Nvidia GT710. Oh my god, old school. Right, so we got the case. Alright, so you can do the RGB on its own, or you can connect the RGB up. But remember, the case is there to do a job. We've got a motherboard, but can't support NVMe, but can support 4 SSDs and 4 2.5-inch mechanical hard drives, or 4 3.5 mechanical hard drives. So you can have that bigger speed. But this is for people that are going to be patient. £636.77, plus you're going to need delivery on that. We'll round it up to £650. But we've got the whole set. We've got a monitor that's 1920 by 1080. We've got a little bit of creation that we can do with that. We've got a decent power supply, which is giving it a little bit of a leeway. And this is the most modern computer for this price at the moment. But we've only got 8 gigabytes of memory, 2400 megahertz of dual channel kit. The timings are okay, but we don't care about timings because we don't have that money to do that. We've got a cryo rig CPU cooler, but it only works with Intel and not AMD. If you pay a few pounds more, you'll be able to get one that runs with AMD if you wanted to swap out the parts. You've got a cooler master, keyboard and mouse set that goes from 400 DPI to 32 DPI, which is decent. The KRAKEN microphone is okay for that price. You're not going to get much better than that for that price. It's 7.1. It's all about the 40mm drivers in there rather than actual microphone. We've got the Samsung 24-inch, which is perfect for gameplay, and 1920 by 1080 TN panel. You could go IPS or you could go TN, but TN will be faster. Didn't check the specs too much of that, but that is a full PC right there. Now, if I wanted to upgrade this a little bit more, I could put another memory stick on there, but I probably can get it for £79.99 rather than £50 for just 8 gigabytes. SSD £25.99. That is superb. That is good. If I put in another, if I put in some more SSDs, I could get different prices. Now, a good manufacturer for SSDs would be Crucial, because Crucial's SSDs are super solid. I think Seagate are making them, but they're slightly a little bit more expensive. Western Digital and Seagate are the top brands for mechanical stuff. They know everything about that. SSDs, Kingston, Corsair's alright, a little bit slow, a little bit sluggish. Samsung is probably the best memory as well, especially G-Skill, but it's more in price. But you've got a decent power supply there from Be Quiet. You've got a decent CPU, Intel i5, new generation, 2.9 gigahertz, and clocks up to 4.6 or something, which is pretty decent. So even if you've got some pictures, whatever, some data, bang, straight in there. Now, we could add a graphics card on there, but it would bump the price up. Now, £636.77, add for delivery. Now we've got everything. Oh, HDMI cable. That should come in with the actual computer. Right, now it gets a little bit complicated now, because this computer here is good enough to game with. It is good enough to game with and get around 60 frame rates per second, as long as it's kept cool. Now, if you add a bit more memory in it, you can do a bit of multitasking, which means that you can go onto a website, you can add 2 screens, and the graphics would be still okay, but it won't be that okay for gaming. It will start to have to share its bandwidth, because what you're doing is you haven't got a graphics card, so you're sharing the memory and the CPU graphics on the motherboard, and that motherboard is not great, but it can still do 4K. But this is your entry level, right? You could probably definitely get this cheaper, but remember, we've got a monitor, which is 1920 by 1080. We've got a case, we've got everything, right? So that's that. So let's go on to overclockers again, and what we're gonna do, what else to spell properly? So this is the mediocre computer. So what I would do is I would add a graphics card to this one. So I could take that other one, add the graphics card to it. So that's that page there. But what I would do, if I was going to add a graphics card, I would add, say if I was going to do a little bit of content creation, just something minor, I would add Nvidia Graphics. Why would you do that, the AMD people say? Because it's got CUDA cores in it, and CUDA cores works really well with Adobe, and that software works really well. But if you're using software that Blackmagic has, like DaVinci Resolve or Code, whatever it's called, if you're going to use that, then you don't need to worry about CUDA cores. You can go with AMD. Now, the problem with AMD as well, if you're going to do capturing, you might have a lock on there, which is like if you go to copy films and stuff, it could be a problem. You might have to try and get out of that. Some people that I know on my chat normally got out of that, but with me, I had a problem with it all the time, especially using AVerMedia to literally capture my benchmark scores or any gameplay. It would like just throw me out. But Nvidia, I've never had a problem with that. Nvidia are really good for CUDA cores, and they're solid graphics card. Other than the RTX 2080 Ti's, had a problems with the little squares. There's been problems, but their best graphics card was the GTX 8800, the 900 series cards, and the 1080 Ti was the best graphics card. Obviously 2080 Ti is good, but whatever. So if I was to update, I would go with a 16 Ti. It would take up most of your budget, and it would bring it up to 6, 7, 8, 900 quid. Okay, I would go with that 1660 Ti, but there's not really much of a difference between the 1660 and the 1660 Ti that you guys will notice unless you're doing benchmarking. And the computer system that we've picked is no point, because there's no point doing benchmarking on that at all. That computer there is just there to go on the internet, to do a bit of Skype calls, to do Discord, you can use Photoshop with it, you can use illustration with it. Obviously Photoshop is going to need more of an SSD space, but if you're gonna just do like a quick couple of pictures, it is no problem whatsoever. But I tell you what, this is where people get really mixed up with, and this is why I'm so annoyed when people throw money at computers. I know I throw money at computers, but I am the top end of impulsive buyers, and I obviously need this stuff. Right, so if I was going to go with that, I would go with that graphics card. But that graphics card doesn't mean you shouldn't go with a GTX 1070. A GTX 1070 would be sufficient, and it works kind of okay. You can use that for rendering videos and pictures as well. 1050 Ti is where I would really start in that budget. If I was going to stick a graphics card on there, I would stick a 1050 Ti, but they haven't got a 1050 Ti on. Oh yeah, they have got a 1050. No, I wouldn't even go a 1050 Ti. Flipping hell, that's expensive. How much? Right, 1660. You might as well go for the 1660. Nah, I wouldn't go for the 1050. I would go for a 1660. What was 1650 Super? What's this? Well, how much? Nah, there's not going to be much of a difference. It's just a bit of a rebrand and a little bit more of an upgrade. I would go 1660 for that. Now, let's start off with the next computer. This is a mediocre computer, right? So we're going to go with that. And let's check this out. So let's go with motherboard. Now, you should have between 1,000 and 1,200 for this computer, because this is up-to-date computer. So we're keeping everything up to date, right? So let's start off. Before we even go any further, we need to do an AMD version of the budget computer. Let's do that first. So we go to Amd Processors, right? We're going to keep with the same case, yeah? No problem. We're going to keep with the same case. Now, we could go with the older generation, but this is all about the new generation. So let's go for gaming. You need a 3600. We've got a 3600X, 200. Oh, flipping hell, that's a little bit more pricey. Oh, we've got a 33X, 3300X. I don't know about that. It's a little 3100. It's a little bit of a sluggish one. It's okay. It's just like a quad core processor. 3200G's got like you can put a graphics card on there. Is the MSI Nvidia GeForce RTX 2070 Super RTX X Trio good? Yes. Anything from X Trio from MSI is good. All right, mate. Just seen the tweet, so rushed out right over. Welcome, Mark. How you doing? Right. I would personally go with If I was doing this without a graphics card, I would go with that, but this is the older generation. So what I would do, even though you got a little deal there, £839.94, I wouldn't go with that. 1,004, bloody hell. Right, here we go. Let's see. So the new CPU should have, you should be able to work with a graphics card in it. But this is complicated now because of the motherboard. How comes AMD's more expensive all of a sudden? Right, let's go with the, should we go, no, we can't go to 3600. Let's, older. We need to go, let's go with, God, Intel looks cheaper on here, mate, at the end of the day, for the same sort of thing. Hang on a minute, Intel couldn't have been cheaper. No way could Intel have been cheaper. Oh, I'm over this side, don't I? Let's see, Intel, £179. No. No. Whoa, this is, oh my God. Okay. I've never ever thought I'd ever say this. I have to look somewhere else. But an Ryzen 5 3600, this is the generation previous, before, £179, 6 core, 12 threads, but we want to look for the newest thing. And I can't see one. Oh my God, I don't even believe $239.99. Oh no, this is bad. Right, okay, we're gonna go for a decent processor, and it's gonna have to be this one. I'm sorry, it's gonna have to go this one. Oh no! Right, we're gonna. Oh my God! Right, let me. Whoa! Why are you on this price? Get off this price. Get off this price. I need to go back in here quickly. We need to take that off. It's added it to the price. Why is it so slow all of a sudden? Just take it off. Oh, you did. Right, okay. How are we going to do this with the price? How are we going to do this? Oh, I don't know how we're going to do this. This is annoying. Right, okay, 650. We'll class it at 650 for that. We already know. So what we'll do is we'll get rid of the stuff on here. We'll keep that case, get rid of that motherboard. We'll get rid of that CPU. We'll keep that power supply. That memory, we'll get rid of that memory. That memory would work, but I don't think it will work really good. We've got to get rid of that CPU air cooler. We'll keep the keyboard and mouse. No, we won't, because we're gonna. Even that's not bad. We'll upgrade. We're gonna upgrade. Get rid of that monitor, and we'll get rid of that. And we'll get rid of that SSD. Right. Okay. Get rid of that SSD. Right. We'll keep. No, let's get rid of the power supply. What are we doing? We don't need this. We got between £1,000. We got between £1,000 and £1,200 to play around with. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go with first off. We're gonna go with a different case. We're gonna go with. Hold on a minute. Did I do them? I ain't done the AMD version. Sorry, we don't have 1,000, 1,200. We're still on the budget one. Sorry about that. Right, so we'll go with this one. You know what? We can't. We've got to keep it up to date. For a gaming computer. Jesus Christ. Oh, I can't be doing the can't be doing the quad core. Can't be doing the quad core. Can't be doing that. Can't be doing that. Oh my God. Right, we're just going to have to go with the one that's more expensive. 3600X. We're gonna have to do that. It's more expensive than Intel. Flipping hell. Never thought I'd even see the day. We're gonna choose a case, medium case, and we're going to go with the cheapest case as well. We could have kept that case, to be honest with you, couldn't we? Let's go down in price. Where's that case gone? What the frick did the case? Let's go to Aerocool quickly. There we go. We'll add that case back on there. Why not? We'll add that case on there. And then, so we've got the CPU. Oh my God, I can't believe it. Motherboard, AMD. And we will go. This is good. Because the motherboard, we can go B350 and we can still overclock. We can, but will it work with that CPU though? Ooh, will it work? Will it freaking work? AM4, it should do, 7 nanometer. Will it work with this motherboard? Can't remember. Oh, we got a 95 TDP watt. Flipping hell, everything's more expensive than AMD. We got to go from 3200 to 3600 RAM. Oh my God. This is going to be a bit annoying then. Oh my God, I cannot believe this. What's the motherboard that we can use in this then? We should be AM4. I think we could definitely use 3600X. Is it XT? No, XR. That's not hang on, that's the wrong CPU. This is not even the newest one. Get rid of that. Put the new CPU on there, mate. AMD CPU. We need XT. That is the newest one. And they're not out yet then. 3000X. 600 XT. There we go. We need this one. Now I'm wondering if this... I'm going to need to get a different motherboard for this. What motherboard? What motherboard do I need? Where's the motherboard? Recommend. I should be able to use a B350 then, and I should be able to just put the BIOS on there and updo it. So that should be no problem whatsoever. Right, so what we do, we'll go to the motherboard now. AMD motherboard. It's right here. Where are you? AMD motherboards. Now we can overclock with this, so we can go with an X370, or we could go. Which one's cheaper? I don't want to go 3rd gen. We got to go new. Will this work? B350. Is it X? I'm sure that this will work on that. Ryzen 7. Whoa. It doesn't say. I can't remember. I'm sure that you can do an update on it, but I'm sure that the X5700 is the one that you need. Do you know what? We're going with this mother. No, we're not. We can't. Is this B3? No, we can't go with this motherboard. It's wrong. We need to go. Oh no, we can. It's a B350. Right, okay. We can go with a B350. This one you won't be able to overclock with because it's a board. This is a, no, you can't even overclock with that board. It's a board. We need to go with. What about that one? Yes, we can go with this one. Now, the best sort of motherboards I would personally use would be MSI motherboard or Asus Prime motherboards. You do sort of have problems with the software sometimes with that. The cheaper the motherboards, the cheaper the software. Well, not cheaper the software. The software just doesn't work properly, to be honest with you. I just don't like software that you can get free with a motherboard manufacturer. It's terrible. It really is. But the price is not bad. Right, so you can just opt with RGB, whatever. Let's see what's a good price that we can get in this general climate. So we've got this one here. Okay, so we've got a display port, VGA port, things for keyboard and mouse, got two USB 3s. This is 3.1 for 2s. and number 2, 3, no, 4 USB 3s, audio out, Ethernet port. That's another thing as well, which is more complicated. When we're talking about motherboards that have fast internet connection, gives you more stable and less ping when you're playing and gaming online, because that's what we do in this generation. If you're gaming at home and you're not streaming, it's a different story. But if the game needs internet, you need a fast internet connection. That's why gaming computers could be more expensive, because I'm going to explain that anyway later on. But we're just going for this AMD cheap board thing. Yeah, this is good. £69, 98 pence is good. Now we need to go for the memory, which is going to be slightly a bit more expensive. And where's the memory? DDR4. How many RAM slots could we go in there as well? We didn't choose the motherboard. Why did we not choose the motherboard? I thought we did this. There, let's add it on. There we've added it on now. And then I can have a look. USB 3.1 Gen 2 is okay, not bad. But does it mean that it's really fast? And kind of. Well, we've got quite a few ports on there. Okay. Right. Not bad. LED lighting capacitors. So what else do we need? We're at £342 already. We haven't bought the RAM yet. Oh my god. I do not want to say that at this moment that Intel are cheaper than AMD. That is just not right. It just can't be right. RAM. DDR4. Oh yeah, how many slots can we go in there? Is it 4? Is this? Oh, it's dual. Okay. Dual. RAM. DDR4 RAM. Right, okay. Let's go. Okay, so we're going to have to go from 3200 to 3600. You're not going to notice a difference between that at all. As I said, benchmarking, yeah, just go with the 3200. If there's much of a difference in price, 16 gigabytes, the timings might be slightly different. It's hard. I would go with the 3600 then. If you can get it at that price, then I'd pay 82. I wouldn't go any more than that. That is pretty decent for 16 gigs. £425. Flipping hell. We'll keep the same monitor as what we did before. Oh, we need a power supply. Power supply. Right, we'll go through 500 watts and we'll go back and have that Be Quiet one. That was decent. 500. What was it? Power 9. That one. We'll get that. Oh, was it that one? These cables are all connected together. But it doesn't matter because it's a cheap computer anyway. Okay, we've got a power supply. We need an SSD. And we're going to go for the 120 gig Kingston one. Okay. Oh, the price is going up, man. God damn. Monitor. What was it? 24. And we went to... What did we get? Did we get Samsung? Where are you? Did we get Samsung? Oh, this is another good company as well. AOC. Flipping, oh, they were expensive all of a sudden. Acer, that is a top monitor. Not gonna lie, their monitors are well good. What am I on? What am I looking for? I think it was Samsung. Right, okay. 75 hertz, 1 millisecond. Yeah, okay, we'll go with that one. 109. I think it was 109. Or did we have one that was a little bit cheaper? We had that one as a little bit cheaper. £1,616. Okay, what else do we need? We need a keyboard and an air cooler. Let's go to where is it? Air cooling, CPU air cooler. CPU. Now we need one for AMD. That is a beast. CPU air cooler. This one's a good one, but it's a little bit harder to put together. And it works with AMD AM4, so we'll go with that. £20. Hold on. Is the TDP good for this? Because the old generation of Ryzen CPUs, their TB 120. That's good. Right, okay. What we got? Oh, we're going over budget a little bit. Flipping hell. Pardon me. Peripherals headset. We're gonna go with let's go back. Let's go with what we went with before. Rockcat. Rockcat's good. Not at that price though, it's not. MSI's okay. Oh, Sennheiser. Let's go Sennheiser. What? £109? Oh mate, £89. If this was not £89, this would be a good one. Oh, in earbuds. Never seen that before. No, we can't go Sennheiser. It's too expensive. Flip. Logitech. You must have some decent ones. Why are we not coming out of Logitech? Where's Logitech? Come on, Logitech. Don't let me down. What the hell is Logitech? Why has it not come up? Logitech. Did I not click on you? I'm sure I did. Logitech. I don't know about that one. It's got 50mm drivers. It'll be good, but it hasn't got the blue microphones with it as well. It's expensive. 39. Right, we're gonna do it anyway. 39.95, and then we're gonna go with keyboard and mouse set, which is right here, gaming, and we're gonna just go drop the price down. 676 freaking pound. We need to go with that other set. What was that called? A master one. That was okay. That was still a little bit expensive though. Keyboard. What the hell is going on? It wasn't £65. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Oh, it's £52.99. Oh my god. Oh, I'm not gonna lie here, but freaking hell. Oh yeah, hang on. XT replaces the new generation of the Ryzen 3, but technically it's not an upgrade, it just replaces it, and it's got more overclocking headroom. But technically you've got an overclocking package here that can get a little bit more out. So if you've got a 3600, you can get 3800 XT, like if you can overclock. Oh, but then you need a more powerful power supply. You should be able to do a little bit of an overclock, just a little bit. Right, okay. Well, to be honest with you, that for a budget is, in the newest thing right now, that's really expensive. I'm not going to lie. And AMD are more expensive than Intel at $650 all in to get it delivered. This will cost probably another £20. This is $750. So it's £100 more. Flipping hell. Well, anyway, we've got that. We've got AMD, we've got Intel. Right, okay, that's cool. Have you got an SSD? Yes. Yes, doggo 7950. This is AM4 motherboard, Asus ROG Strix X570E Gaming ATX motherboard. This is AM4. I don't even know what that even means. I know, obviously, I've got the X570. Yeah. I don't even know what that even means. I'm trying to do this here. Right, so now our budget has moved up. So our budget should have been technically £500 to £600 on the newest gaming stuff, and then £50 obviously to get your stuff ordered. Now you'll be able to get this cheaper in certain different places, but it all depends, because then you're gonna have to pay shipping. Sometimes you don't need to pay shipping, you can get away with it, but oh, this is going to be expensive. So buying it from one place, that's the price. This is overclocks. All the links in the description are going to be all down below. It's going to be nice and easy. So let's... Hang on. I'm going to have to print screen this, aren't I? Hang on. Let me just make a phone call, because I can't do this while I'm talking. Right, we're back. So now we've got between 1,000 and 1,200 to spend. So now we're just going to get out of this. Now this is going to be for the people that have got the money but haven't got the money, but they will spend it if they need to spend it, if they actually need it and it's relevant to what they need it for. And it's to do with people that have got patience and not patience, but the top end one's even better. It's going to be better than this. It's going to be better than this. Right, let's go in here. Let's wipe all of this stuff because we're not even using this stuff. We're gonna go in a little bit more. We're gonna have a choice of different cases. So obviously it's going to be all in links in the description down below if you want to purchase this. This is a well-balanced computer. That means it's going to have good cable management. It's going to be able to do multitasking. You're going to be able to upgrade afterwards. You're going to be able to go online and stream a little bit with a few little tweaks here and there. You're going to be able to do some gaming on there. You're going to obviously have a few FPS drops, but that's only due to being a cheaper computer. I'm not going to lie, it's not going to be the most perfect computer. You're not going to have FPS drops and little heat elements slowing down the computer and throttling it a little bit. This hasn't got no graphics card. This one will have a graphics card, so you can still do all of this without a graphics card, right? But if you get a graphics card, it can bring you up to £1,000 straight away. So I can do all of this and bring them up to £1,000, but we're going from £1,000 to £1,200. So what we're going to do, we're going to start off with Intel again, and we're going to go with, actually we're going to start off with a CPU first. No, forget the CPU. We'll start off with a case first. We need to know what we're building. So this case could be full tower or mid tower. So no point in the 3600 XT for £240. You can get the 3600X for £190, save yourself £50, only 100 megahertz boost difference. I've already explained that. This is the most entry, newest computer with everything that you can buy, but technically you can get it in different places. If you shop around, you'll be able to get the product at different prices, but there's nothing you can really do about it. Really, it's a 3600 XT, which is not really you're not even going to notice 100 megahertz. You're not even going to notice it. So yes, I would opt for that price, but it's not the newest CPU, and it might be able to do different things as well. Obviously it's 7 nanometer. It's got a little bit more overclocking headroom. It will run cooler because it's got more overclocking headroom. Not really much of a difference. Right, this is all to just do with the newest CPUs, newest everything that's come out. We're going to add a graphics card to this. So we'll start off with the case first. Let's start off with actually, let's not start off with a full tower. Let's go with a medium case. We get a medium case. Co-Link, look at that, beautiful, good cases, tempered glass. Hold on a minute, I need to make sure that it runs 240 in the top. And ayo, woohoo! It looks like it can do a 240 easily. Yeah, support radios up 240. Right, cool. Do overclockers still send you free Haribos when you order? Yes, they do. I don't know about the pandemic though. Yeah, they still sent me. Yeah, they do. They did send it through the pandemic. They sent me quite a lot of them. So yeah. Right, hang on. Right, we got the motherboard. I mean, we've got the case. Let's bang that in there. Right, we got that in there. Let's start off with AMD first this time. AMD CPU. Right, so we're using this as a gaming computer that you can stream from now. You can stream, and it gives you a little bit of a leeway because it's slightly faster. The internet connection is going to be slightly better, and the computer is going to look a bit more interesting. So we are still going for the most newest of everything that we can get. So what I would do is I would bang a 3800. That shouldn't even exist. Why does a 3800 XT shouldn't even exist? I just realised that. It shouldn't even freaking exist. But it seems like I'm going to have to go with it because that's the newest one. What is going on? Half these CPUs ain't even out yet. Right, anyway, let's just go with a 3600, 3800, 3600 XT. Let's go with that. Bang! £333 already. Are you crazy? Are you crazy? Memory, motherboard. Motherboard's going to bump right up here as well. Because what we're doing, we're going AMD motherboard. Watch the price bump up a little bit. We're going to go with, we could even go with the B550. No, we can't. No, we go with, no, X570 is top range. We can't go there yet. Let's go with this one. This is the newest one. Gen 3. This should be okay. Is this for, hang on a minute. Gotta check. Gotta make sure I'm giving the right information out. Where the hell is that? Alright, B53 Sports second gen. I don't want second gen. No, we don't want that one. We don't want that motherboard. What about this one? Is this the new one? This one might be. Yeah. Look at that. Let's bang out. Let's bang it out. No, joking, we won't. Wow, Wi-Fi 6. Whoa. Oh, hang on. Why am I even looking at that? Soz. We need to. How are these motherboards going up too much in price? This is way too much. This one's a good one though, but it's still freaking expensive. That's Threadripper. What are you doing? It's in Threadripper. That's why it's so expensive. Right, okay. So we want RGB in that. We want it to look all pretty tasty. Oh wow. So the 10p3 Haribos will make me give them an extra that they charge. I know. Jay-Z Bears. That's a name and a half. Ryzen 3600, $154.99 at Amazon. How much is the delivery? How long do you have to wait for it? Dominic Roth, no point in X570 unless you intend to use PCI 4 rated SSD. That is very true. So it's really annoying, but I want to try and keep this the most update computer we can find. I think we found it that works with this new chip, and it does work with this new chip. I think it does. Right. So, okay, that's cool. Right, so let's choose a motherboard. Now, a motherboard, if I was going to choose, I'll go from 125 to 180 on this motherboard because I want it to look nice, and then it gives me a little bit of a leeway to go MSI, Asus, ASROCK, or Gigabyte. Now, for the best motherboards at the moment, it's not MSI, but MSI have got the motherboards that hasn't really changed. Yeah, Asus is better than what it was before, but if we're going to talk about really good motherboards at the moment, be it ASRock and Gigabyte right now, even BioStar, is it BioStar? I think it might be BioStar. They're pretty good as well. Let's just go with this motherboard. It's a smaller motherboard, but it's hang on. We can go with a motherboard, I think, with 4 lanes. Why is this in? Oh yeah, because it's dual. Right, okay. We want more memory. Right, let's go with this motherboard. This one is what most people know about as well, the Tomahawk motherboard. Let's go with that. I regret buying an X570 over the B class. No difference in ability to boost CPU, GPU. Can't use bandwidth of PCI 4 yet. You can use it. You just need to know how to overclock NVMe. So you can do. This is why it's so confusing when they put gaming and RGB everywhere that this motherboard just sucks you in. Just sucks you in. Right, anyway, we'll go with this one. MSI motherboard. Right, you got a choice between choosing anything from 125 to 180 quid. Right, so we're at £513. What have we got so far, actually? What have we got? We've got 3 items so far. Okay. So we've got a case, got a motherboard, we've got a CPU. We need a power supply. Now, I would go and opt for a power supply at 650 watts minimum for this grade. You could go 500 watts. It wouldn't make no difference, but if you want to overclock a little bit, then you're going to need a minimum 650 watts because we're going to add a graphics card to this as well. If we've got enough money left over, that is. So if I was going to go for one, I would go for Corsair or Be Quiet or even NZXT, but NZXT's cables normally connected together. Or a Seasonic. Let's go for a Seasonic. Let's go for a Seasonic. No, that looks ugly, but can you actually see it? Would it matter? Let's go with this one. 80 gold. We'll go for that one. Hang on. 650 gold modular. Ooh, chicken balls, champagne. Let's go with that one. We'll go with that power supply. That's decent. I have not literally, I've not said that, I've not cheaped out on the power supply. That's what I was going to say. Now we're going to go with air cooling, or we can go with AIO cooling. I think we should go with, oh, we need peripherals as well, and a monitor. Frick. And a graphics card. Let's go with a graphics card. Graphics card, graphics card, graphics card, graphics card, graphics card. Where is graphics card? Ah, PC components, right. So we're doing the AMD. Let's say we're doing an AMD build. Right, I would go with an RX 570. Oh no, I can't. This is the newest build. Do you know what? I'll probably go with this one. I would go with that one. Do you know why? There's no difference between that and that. It's not really. I'd go with that one. I've got a decent graphics card. And it gives you headroom to go for the budget one. So I would go with Power Color is pretty cheap. MSI, it's good. Gigabyte is very good. And they haven't got any other manufacturers there. Where's Asus and that? Okay. I would go with, because we've got a bit of money to spend, make sure that this card can actually push a little bit more than the other cards. So there we go. This one's got 6,144 megabytes and 12,000 megahertz, whereas this one's got 14,000 megahertz, slightly faster, a little bit more, £20 more, but you can push a little bit more. Overclocking the graphics card is a little bit more harder. I think I will do a video how to overclock your graphics card memory and overclock NVMe, SSDs, not mechanical, mechanical hard drives, can do that as well. Overclock everything really, yeah. Overclock your fans so they cool even more, and your AIO. This one's actually more powerful. I would go with this one. Sapphire are good. They're very old school. Right, we're up to in the price now. Now this is good. This is good. This is good. This is good. This is not too bad. What do we need? We've got 5 items. We're missing an SSD and stuff. We could go NVMe. Let's go NVMe as a starting level. This is always good because then you can literally upgrade as you go along. This is the whole point about building your computer. You can upgrade as you go along. Did we get the memory? I don't know if we went and got the memory. We could just, you know what? Let's just go SSD in this one. You've got a choice of NVMe and SSD. We're going to keep it SSD, but we're going to go slightly bigger. We're going to go 500 gigabytes of storage, unless it's not much difference between a terabyte and SSD. £119. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. This one's still a slower SSD. You're going to have to shop around a little bit more for that. What have we got now? What have we got? Oh god, the AMD cards are so buggy. I have the 5700 XT. Since launch, the driver is still broken as hell. The problem is this is what I'm trying to say, is when you get a motherboard, you can upgrade it, and when you upgrade it through their software, it could be really buggy. If you go directly to AMD, you might be able to have it solved. If you can complain about it enough, it will get rectified really quickly. Don't worry, the camera will come back. It'd come back in seconds. Unless I've got a dead battery. Hey! I'm back. What the hell happened there? I don't know. I don't know why the camera... Oh, bloody hell, it's overheating. Don't bother buying the Sony A6600s. Not very good. Not very good at all. Right, okay. Right, so we'll go with that. Was 124.99. You just have to find something else where you can actually get the price and all that. No problem whatsoever. Okay, we've got that sorted. We're at £1,013. We have a case. We have an AMD CPU, and this is all the newest stuff. The newest MSI motherboard with low latency internet access. Oh my god, so sorry. Seasonic 650 watt power supply. We can overclock. We've got an overclockable graphics card. We can push a little bit, and it's slightly a little bit more tweaked, but you can go a little bit lower depending if you're going to use this for benchmarking, because you could use this for benchmarking. We've got SSD. You can change that to an NVMe or keep it as a 1 terabyte hard drive. What else do we need? RAM. We need RAM, and we need with DDR4. We can go. Let's go 16 gigabytes right off the bat. We need between. Let's go 3600. Like, we can go with that. Or is there one that's got like 4 modules? There we go. Let's blow our budget. £689. Right. Anyway, we can go. Let's just go. For instance, we can go for that for an extra few. Let's go with the Vengeance. Let's see timings. Where's the timings on here? Case 80. It's not going to be much difference. Let's just go with this one then. Was £109. Probably can get it cheaper. Ooh, monitor. We're still going to stick with the 24, and we're going to go with I would have gone with this as well. This is such a nice monitor. Let's go with a monitor at the moment. That is £100. Ooh, it's hurting me. You could definitely get that a little bit more underpriced though. Come on, let's go over. Right, so we've got a monitor so far, which is 75 hertz refresh rate. I reckon you might even be able to get more of a higher refresh rate than that, you know? Not too sure. Right, okay, you got all of that. Right, this is a well budget all-round computer right here. Yeah, this will be able to do everything. We're missing something though. Oh, headset. Right, so this is going to definitely take us over a budget. Oh no, where are we? Peripherals. Right, headset. Now we are going to go. We could still keep to the same headphone set. We can still do that. Doesn't matter. These are nice, but they're just a weird colour. So, headsets. Let's go with... If we're going up a little bit, we should go up a little bit more. Manufacturers. We will go... Turtle Beach is okay. Hyperx is definitely good. Not going to lie. I would go with these. Straight up, I would go with them. And what's the other one? We need a keyboard and mouse. Keyboard and mouse. Oh yeah, we need an air cooler. Or do we get one with that CPU? We might get one. We might be lucky. Keyboard and mouse. Where are we? Keyboard and mouse. Where the hell's the keyboard and mouse? Oh, peripherals. keyboard and mouse. So we're going to go up a little bit in budget. Logitech or Ducky or HyperX. I would go, definitely, 100%. I can't find any keyboards that I even like on here. What's that one? Wow. Oh, this one's good. And I would also get I would get this mouse. Hang on a minute, they put the price up. This never used to be that expensive. They put the damn price up, but that's good anyway. I think we've done it. I think we've done it on there. Let's see. So, oh, hang on, we've got 2 cases here. That's good. We don't want 2 cases. We only want 1. That can knock the price down. 330. Let's make sure I've got 1 of everything. Right, so now we've got the same case. Well, we've got a different case, but that case is not too bad. It's just a case at the end of the day. It's not too bad. We've got AMD, newest CPU, got the newest case, the newest motherboard, the newest power supply at 650 watts. Got a little bit overclocking headroom if you want to overclock your GPU and memory and stuff like that, but only a very little bit because it's 650 watts and you need that little bit of headroom. Only $89.99. We've got a decent graphics card that's slightly faster. You could go and opt for the cheaper one. Depends on what you're going to be doing with this one. I'm going to tell you exactly what this computer will be good for. You've got an SSD, that's 1 terabyte. We've got Corsair Vengeance RGB Pro Black, 16 gigabytes, 2 sticks at 3600 megahertz. Don't know what the timings are like on there. MSI optics. I think, yeah, it's a curved widescreen. 1 milliseconds. Woo! At 75 frames per second. You're not going to see much of a difference between 60 and 75, but it'll be all right. It'll be okay. You might as well just get a 60 hertz, but it's just a nicer screen, nicer colors. HyperX Cloud Alpha Pro gaming headsets. You can obviously get a cheaper one, but you want to hear that sound and you're upgrading the system, might as well go with that. Logitech G213 Prodigy RGB gaming keyboard. Sick keyboard, really good one, and a sick mouse as well. That's probably one of the sickest mouses. I've got a G903 right here. I've got what's that? A G703. I've got the wireless pad. I've got the most expensive stuff of Logitech here, but I would still say that mouse at $28.99, you get RGB, it's so light and it's just simple, does what it needs to do in the tin. I would say that is definitely 100% one of the top rated mice out there, especially with the DPI, plus the software as well. The software, whew, sick. But anyway, at $1,330, it's going to cost you $1,350, depending on where you're going to get this. This computer is for people that are slightly impatient with getting their stuff done, but it's got enough USB ports. It's got a graphics card in there, so they can do online. They can do content creation with it. Yeah, so you can get your What the frick is going on? My camera, it's like really hot. Keeps cutting off. Sorry about that. That SSD is 97 on Amazon. How much is it on here? $199. So there you go, George. Sold to George. George knows what he's already looking. We're going to put this all in link in the description down below. We're going to be able to buy this from Amazon and overclockers. We're going to find where we can get a decent price. We're going to have it all so it's easy for you. And why is this phone ringing? Hang on 1 second. And we're back. Don't worry about the sound. It's okay. It's cool. We've disconnected from the world. We're just connected to the people that want to know about this. Right. So this computer is good for content creation, good for people that want to do Photoshop, illustration, work with Premiere Pro or DaVinci from Blackmagic, doing a little bit. You can do a minuscule color grading with it. It's got enough storage to do Photoshop and use that as storage as well. 16 gigabytes is okay. It's going to be okay for all of that. Gaming, you're going to be gaming and you're going to get at least 70 to 80 FPS off of this. The monitor, it's got 75 hertz, so you can hit 75 and that's as far as you'll go. So if your graphics card can go a lot further, it's different. This is the problem as well. I want to make sure if you're going to do this, now the SSD will be bottlenecking. Well, nothing's going to be bottlenecking, but what I'm saying is there's NVMe, and if that motherboard supports NVMe, hang on, does it support PCI 4? PCI 4. Oh right, it does. It supports PCI 4. Right, okay. Now look at it like this. You could have this computer and you can just literally upgrade when you feel to, because you can upgrade the memory. It looks like it will be easy build as well. Just looking at it, it's just an easy build. It's got PCI 4, it's armor plated, NVMe at the top, NVMe at the bottom there. It's got RGB, you got 7.1 surround sound. Infinite cable is infinite port is like stable as you like. It's got a trace around the side there, and just for the chokes and the thing to dissipate the heat. I can't even remember what it's called. Freaking hell! This is how long I need to get back into this stuff and remember what everything is. But yeah, that will keep cool. Capacitors and chokes. Capacitors, chokes will dissipate the heat really good. I can't remember what it's called, where the heat fins are. I can't remember. But yeah, it looks really chunky. It looks like they put a bit of money on it. It's probably got copper underneath. It's a decent motherboard. It's solid. You know, this is good. This is good. 1,350 is not too bad. But now we're going to go... What's this one? Is this the AMD version? Yeah, this is AMD. Now we're going to go to Intel. Right, so for 1,350 with delivery and a few Haribos, if you're going to get it from overclockers, you'll get this. Not bad. Right, let me get rid of this. Right, so this is where money is... You've got to be kind of sensible, but the money's there, if you know what I mean. We're going to be doing it like that. So... This is still, I'm not really in this category still, because I just like to buy the most expensive stuff, because I'm just an impulsive buyer. And if you think about it, if you get the newest graphics card, it will cost you loads of money on day of release, but you leave it a few months, it'll go down in price. But I'm here to help you with that, so you don't make stupid decisions. Right, come on, let's get rid of all of this. We're going Intel now. Intel. Flipping out, we're getting loads of stuff here. Do you know what? I would have kept... We could go down in price. We'll keep this. We'll keep this. We'll keep that. Then we'll go... So we're at £363. Let's go Intel. Intel motherboard. We're going to go to 1,200. And we're going to go for... We're going to go for... What would... Gigabyte. I still think Gigabyte would take this one, but it's more expensive. We need to keep the price down. That is a lot, man. Let's go... Oh, there we go. We'll go to Asus Prime. Go Asus Prime. We'll add that to the cart. We'll get an Intel CPU. Intel CPU. And then we're going to go with Common Lake. And we're going to go with... So what are we doing? This is the mediocre build. So we can either go Core i7 or Core i5. So let's go Core i7. We got to go... Flipping hell. What? We can even go this one. We could go 6 cores, 12 threads. For an extra less than £100, we can go Core i7. I would, personally, I would go with this one. I wouldn't go with that one. I would go with that one for this build. And we're up to £833. And have we got a case? What have we got so far? We'll keep the same case. We'll keep the same case. We can't get the same case because I haven't got a case. We'll get the case. Right, we're going to go with MIDI tower again. And we're going to choose a different case. We've got a little bit more money to play with. Let's go with that one. Lian Li, little white case. Woohoo! But we need a white graphics card for that, so that will cost more money, and you pay more premium for the white color as well on computer stuff. What else do we need? We need we're at £913.80, and so far we have got USB 3.1 at the front, got memory, got monitor, headphone set, keyboard, mouse, motherboard, CPU, case, power supply. Why did I take the power supply off? The power supply would have been alright. Let's go with, should we go with, what's Fractal Design? Let's see what they're, no. 560, that'd be good. Hang on, 560, we might as well go with, we got 660, we'll go with this one then. Modular, right, okay. 1333. That AMD, I wonder if it had an air cooler with it. The one I just done before. I hope it had an air cooler, because that means that I would not have put an air cooler in there. Crazy. Where are we now? Right, so we've got a power supply, a case, a CPU, a motherboard. We've got RAM. We need a graphics card. Right, because this is Intel now. So Intel, what do they go with? We go, oh my God. With Intel, we go with, what do we go with? We go with Nvidia graphics card. We could go with AMD. Sorry, but my camera keeps going off. It's overheating. I do have another camera. I could just swap it over. I could literally just swap it over. We're going to go with an RTX 2660 Super Duper. And that it would be our budget done if we go with that. But because it's the mediocre build, and it needs to be able to do what it does, that's the entry level. This is the entry level graphics card in what we're trying to sort out right now. So let's see, RTX 2060. And remember, you need to get the one that's got a little bit more megahertz and it's slightly overclocked. It'll get a difference in price. But you know what? Just for this one, they're around £300, it looks like. And go up to 329. Let's just go for the £300 one. Just makes a lot more sense. Right, okay. Are we there? Right, so we got memory, 16 gigabytes. We have a monitor, we have the headphone set, we have the keyboard, we have the mouse, we have the motherboard, we have the bit my lip, CPU. Right, we need an air cooler. Right, air coolers, CPU, and if I was gonna 1000, I could go with Noctua. Let's go with Noctua. Noctua. I want a black one. Look at that. Oh, the NHD15. That is a sick CPU air cooler. Do you know what? I'm banging it on there. I don't care. Right, so slightly a little bit more expensive. Obviously, you could have gone a little bit more cheaper. We could have gone with, let me see this TDP on here. Where's the TDP watt rating on there? Where the frick's the TDP watt rating on there? Okay. Can't show it on there. TDP. I know it'll be good anyway. I know it'll be good. Oh, that's not even the one I was even talking about. It's this one I want to know. TDP rating. Right, this works with all AMD, old school AMD, new AMD, new Intel, and old Intel. Does it though? You know what? This doesn't even work with the new Intel. How can this not work with the new Intel? We can't have that. We can't have that CPU air cooler. It doesn't work with the old. It doesn't work with the new Intel CPU. So we've got to take that off. That's disappointing. That's really disappointing. The 1200 LG. No, we can't even have that. Flipping hell. Let's just get rid of that. Not sure. It probably would work, but for me to tell you what CPU cooler to get and then you go and buy it and it don't fit, I don't want a backlash to that. I just want it to work. We could go with an AIO if we wanted to. That looks so sick. But AIOs is the same caught up with CPU coolers. We want to keep it balanced. If you want to pay that little bit extra, you can do. It's not going to make much of a difference other than the AIO cooler. It's basically, you know, like if you get a CPU cooler, it's like a big like brick. If it's like in the middle of the case, it's not too bad. It's like situated in a way where it can breathe and exhaust, or it depends if you've got a chimney style going on. It depends on how you exhaust and inhale for intake of air. With that, it's basically like 2 fans on a CPU block. That is like the real premium version, and then the AIO is like 2 fans on an AIO, which is a radiator. And technically, a radiator is in a car, a radiator is in the house. You know that it's there to cool or heat up, and if it runs with copper, it runs better. But copper comes on the CPU coolers as well. But it just lasts a lot longer than an AIO. 1.5 years to 2 years. You have to change it over. Right. Anyway, so let's get a CPU cooler that would run. Look at this absolute beast. Do you know what? I would actually have to come back and have a look because I can't see any. Oh, there we go. There's a Be Quiet one there. But I don't really like that one. Even though it's £20, I don't like it. That one's 60 quid. That's nice. What's this one? Well, this one would. Oh, look. We're good. Let's go. Let me just check the sound to make sure the sound's working all right on here as well, and all you guys are happy on there. Yep, that's good. Right, we're done. We're a little bit over budget. I'll go back into the video later on after the stream, and then we'll like make sure that these prices are correct. We've got a little bit of a drop. Look at that. That is a freaking drop. 159.95. No, someone in chat's going to be able to go and find me the MSI Optics G24 VC 24-inch monitor and like literally be like, yeah, I can get that even cheaper. Yeah, whatever. But anyway, we've got everything now. Now let me tell you what this computer is going to be good for. This computer right now. Oh, hang on. Did we get the graphics card? Right, we've got the graphics card. 2060. Now, this is where things get a little bit complicated. Now, I'm going to go into the motherboard and it's going to get even more complicated, but it doesn't matter with the high-end stuff because this is just for people that have got money but don't want to spend that extra money because it's a computer. That's how they see it. It's just a computer. I don't need it. Why would I need it? I don't need it. Oh, this computer is really slow. Oh, when I get my USB drive, it's really slow. Anyway, let's go. Right, we've got NVMe. So we can upgrade this at a later stage. We can upgrade the memory as well on here. I don't know how much you can upgrade the memory to. 4,600 megahertz up to 128 gigabytes. Wow, okay. That's pretty sick. The memory you will notice if you go up higher, but you will only notice if you're getting a certain grade, like grade, I think it's grade B, is like Samsung, and then you got G-Skill, and I think that's by Samsung as well. They got the right silicone in their memory and stuff like that. And also you've got silicone that's decent in Crucial, I think it is. I can't remember what it is. But anyway, NVMe straight in there, no problem. Can upgrade it. 2 armor plated PCI 3s, not PCI 4s. Got faster internet access for strong gaming, strong access to do content creation. So say if you're going into Adobe or whatever, you can use that and get all your files really quickly. You can also have onboard graphics, which is on there, but it shares it. Don't really need it. And it's got space for everything else. So if it's like £1,413, it is pretty expensive. Let's round it up to 1,450. It's going to be a bit more expensive. Ginu, hi, how you doing? We've got RGB RAM, got a nice little motherboard, got a nice 75 hertz monitor. We've got HyperX, good sounding for gaming. It's going to be really quite solid. It will boot up really quick as well. Got a decent keyboard. It's not brown switches or anything like that. It's just a Logitech keyboard. The mouse hasn't got any special things, but it feels really nice to click. It's really light and everything like that. Motherboard's decent. It's an Asus one. Don't use their software. Intel CPU, Core i5, perfect for gaming, but you can do a little bit of content creation. It might slow down a little bit. This is the OEM version. You should look for retail. Retail gives you a little bit more warranty, whereas OEM doesn't give you more warranty. I think it gives it 1 year of warranty, but it's slightly cheaper. Also, if you're going to use it for overclocking, you need to go to Intel's website and you need to download a license for that, because anything goes wrong on the CPU, then it burns out or blows up, whatever. You can get a new CPU for free that you've already paid the extra license for. No one really explains anything about overclocking to people. When you get this components, it's a bit like a car. You get a car and the car can go really fast, but you don't know it because you're only in comfort mode, and then all of a sudden there's sports mode, sports plus, race mode, and then all of a sudden your car's overclocked, but you didn't know that. It's the same with this, but then you need a certain, well, with cars I think it's different to you need a license, but it's like you need a license on a racetrack. It would help if my camera would stop going off. I think my camera is going to blow up in a minute, I really do. Hello, I'm upside down at the moment. Oh my god. Right, so basically this camera is hot in the moment, so we're going to let that cool down in this. Oh, actually I could put another camera on there. Hang on, let me change the camera. Oh, can I change the camera? Oh, do you know what, I'm not gonna change the camera because I think the settings are different. That's gonna be a right mission. Anyway, this camera, don't bother. It's crazy. Right, anyway, so yeah, with this computer you can do all of that. You got 660 watts, you got a little bit of overclocking headroom, no problem whatsoever. Yeah, right, now let's move on to something more expensive. So if we go to take this all off. Right, so this is for the people that are impatient. Oh, freaking I'll get on that. Where is it? Camera. Right, okay. So, what was I going to say? Yeah, let's get rid of all of this. And now we're going to, this is going to be for the people that impulse buy. This is going to be also for the people that want things fast, right then, right now, and also want everything to be balanced. Now, this is the problem what people are buying. Now, you can spend £2,000 on a computer and it'll be able to do everything you want it to do, other than, like, it all depends on the speed as well. Say you want to do content creation and you're using it for 4K and maybe 6K footage, then you've got to look no less than a Core i9 or even an AMD Series 9 CPU. So this is what the difference is. So I'm deleting this off right now. Freaking camera. I wonder if I can put it on yet. I might need to put it in a freaking fridge. Did it even turn on? It's gonna, don't know if it's gonna cut off again. It does feel rather hot. I don't know. Right, anyway, now, oh my god, the light, hold up. Okay. Hot. Right, now we're going to make a computer now. Now, this is what I would say that can do anything that you want, right? Even the computer that we've done earlier can do what you want. Even the budget computer can do what you want, but it all depends on how much patience you got. But now, this is a computer that's going to be made for content creation and streaming and gaming at high FPS. So we're not going to worry about the price. We're going to start off with We're going to see how much it costs though, obviously. We don't want it to go too much. £2,000 to 2,500. I think it's a decent price to pay for a top computer. So we're going to go with a case. We're going to go, we could go full tower or whatever. You got the option. Oh, let's go 3,599. Let's go with, what's a decent case that I would buy? Be quiet. Corsair. Fractal design. Ah, yes. And if you're new to like building computers, some of these cases are just wicked and easy to do this stuff. Let's go with Fractal design. Let's go. Right, this case is freaking huge. So let's not go with that size case. Where's the no? That's a. Do you know what? I'm in the wrong one. We're going in full tower. We don't want to go full tower. We're going MIDI tower. We're going to go fractal design, MIDI tower, because it's still got loads of room. You could even go NZXT. Fantex is really good as well. Where's fractal design? There we go. Fantex. All right, let's go Fantex. Says Donzy boy. Let's go with him. Let's see what he's saying. Let's go with Fantex. Let's get rid of that. I don't know why people like Fantex so much. Oh, okay, I haven't seen Fantex cases in a long time. Eclipse P500. That's an old one, isn't it? P400 is an old one as well. I'm sure it is. Let's go to F and Pro 2. That fucking hell! That's massive! Woo! How big is that one? Eclipse P500A. 500A. P500A, 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 P500A. Where's the P500A then? Where is the P500A? That is a sick looking case. Well, that's annoying. We'll go with this one for now. We'll go with that case. Or should we go a bit more expensive? RGB adds 15 HP. You're damn right it does. Makes it much faster. Let's go with this case because we're going for more premium names. So with the more cheaper names, you can get away with using Be Quiet and Fractal Design. Use entry level and then medium level. And Fantex can go like really cheap, not really cheap, but like an entry level to really freaking expensive, and right out there for the customized for the boys. And then you got Lian Lee. They do entry level all the way to ridiculously like car money and in win stuff like that, more expensive. But anyway, we'll go with this case, yeah. And then we're gonna go with. It doesn't matter where I'll go to now. We're gonna do AMD first. Or should we do Intel first? We'll do Intel first. We're going to go nothing less than 4,266 megahertz. We could go for the gold, crystal gold. Actually, should we go down a little bit fast? Let's go down to 4,000. It's not much selection, is there? We want 32 gigabytes though of RAM. That's what we want. I can't remember as well. It's if you have RAM that is in 4 slots, runs faster than ones that run in 2 slots, but they're both 32. I can't remember. But let's go with this one, Corsair, for £300. 4,000. Time is a little bit high still, but you're going to have to pay a lot more money. A lot more money. But it's okay. Let's get that. Right, so we're off on that straight away. Memory, we can get away with AMD being a little bit slower as well. So that's not bad. Did we get the case? We freaking didn't get the case. MIDI tower. Fantex. Where is it? And then we went for that one. Even though it's not available yet. We can find it available somewhere. And we are going for, what are we going for? Graphics, yeah? So we're going to go for, we're doing AMD, are we doing AMD first? Let's go AMD first. So we want to go with that one. And that's their fastest graphics card. We just want to go for the fastest graphics card that they've got. It's not bad in price. We'll go for that one, 480, because this is what an impulsive person will do to buy, because they want the fastest thing. Well, actually they won't, because if they don't know how to build a PC, it's a different story. But this one is super duper fast. We are going to go with, I probably would have got a better case, to be honest with you. We would go 800 watts and above. So we want to go no less than 1,000 watts. We want 1,000 watts of power. We can go 850 watts would be the norm for a computer at 2,500 anyway, or £2,000. But I think we should go 1,000 watts, and then we've got a lot of headroom we can muck about with. 850 watts is just the norm. It's a bit like 8 gigabytes used to be the norm. Now 16 gigabytes is. So let's just go 1,000 watts. We're going to go, this power supply looks lovely. I've got this one, 1,200 watts. But this is made by, I think Seasonic own. It's just got Aces writing over the top, but it's weird. Depends what case you got. We'll go with, what power supply should we go? Let's go with Seasonic, and we're going to go with 1,000 watt, 289, 850, 1,000 watt, 189. That one. Let's go with that one. We'll add that. Money's no object ready. £1,000. We've got 4 items so far. Not bad, not bad. So we need a CPU. Now this is, look at this. This is a power supply. And what is it called? Power supply, graphics card, case. And the case is not even that expensive. A decent, it's pretty decent. Spend £100, £120 on a case and get good airflow. Might get some fans that are decent. Also cable routing and stuff like that. Anyway, power supply, 1,000 watts. That 5700 XT graphics card. Clips case, that is big enough for air cooling. And the RAM, 32 gigabytes. Right, okay. Now we need motherboard. We need motherboard. AMD motherboard. We're going to go with a 5700 X570 we're going to go for. Hang on, is that the newest motherboard? I don't remember them being that cheap. I'm sure they got to like near enough 900, well 700 or 800 quid. There we go. Right. Now, this is it. This is what you call impulse buy. This and that. And the reason why these are impulse buys is because this one, is this got, oh, this on this one, it doesn't have, like on the Intel board. Oh yeah, it does. Look, there you go. You can have your own little graphics on there, armor plated, memory, chipset cooler. You can turn that off as well. Reference from the old Intel 299. I think motherboards used to have that. It's got a 10 gigabyte card, PCI 4. Like, let's just go with this one. This is impulse buy right now. So we just buy that and it drops us up to that price already. And then we're going to go with the top CPU. I can't even believe I've spent this much money. AMD CPU, 3900X. Is that the newest one? XT, bang. Right, we're already at 2,243 at the moment. That is quite a lot of money right now, and we still got to get the other things. How much? What are we up to now? Right, we've got memory, we've got case, we've got power supply, we've got graphics card, power supply, motherboard, CPU. We need NVMe now. Now NVMe, do you know what? I would actually, let's not put a price on there. Don't worry about my camera at the moment, it's still cooling itself down. we'll go with NVMe at the moment, and the fastest NVMe drive at the moment out there is Sabrent, is the fastest, but the most one that's more reliable is Samsung at the moment. Gigabytes one's okay as well. So let's go with a 1 terabyte. Hang on, was that Evo I went for? Yeah, let's go with that one. Evo Plus, they got a 2 terabyte there. Right, so that's that price up to there. We should have more of them, but we want to upgrade in due time. We just want it to work. This is the entry level of all the stuff that we're buying. It's probably going to cost about £4,000, to be honest with you. Now we've got that graphics card. So if we're gaming FPS, yeah, we can go 24-inch. But now we're looking for a monitor that starts off with 144 hertz to 240 hertz. So this one's 240 hertz. It's an Asus one, but I would personally go BenQ for TN. Zowie one. This is 144 hertz. This is brilliant. It's got black equalization and all kinds of stuff like that on there, and it pushes the colors right through, so you can see everything. BenQ Zowie, there we go. I would go BenQ Zowie 2546. This is a 1920 by 1080 panel. Now this is all depending on whether you want to do content creation or not do content creation. If you want to do content creation, then I'll opt for an IPS screen. But if you're serious about gaming, it's a different story, because then you're going to literally need a TN panel. That's, well, you got IPS panels that are just as fast, but TN panel is competition. This is a competition level monitor. Well, let's put it in anyway, because this is what I would do. You can still do content creation off it. It's just like the obviously when you're doing content creation and stuff, it's going to be slightly different, and you might need to buy a calibrator. All right, we're at £2,888. Then we'd get a cooler. We could get a CPU air cooler, but I'm gonna go with, you know what, I'm gonna still stick it with a CPU air cooler. We'll do another one another day with AIOs. We're going to use a CPU. If I was gonna get a CPU air cooler, I would get a KRAKEN. I would AIO cooler, I mean. Where the hell is it? Air cooling, CPU, and I'd probably, what CPU we got? Yeah, this would be good enough. Bang that on there, £100. No real RGB on there. What have we got here? Right, so we got everything here so far. Right, we've got memory, case, power supply, motherboard, and this motherboard as well for heavily overclocking. So technically I probably wouldn't have, well, I probably would go for that motherboard still anyway, because it just looks nice, and it comes with does it come with a capture card as well? M.2, so you got M.2 slot, so you can put 1, 2, 3 in there, but you got an additional 4 probably on there, on that card, and it's got a 10 gigabit card as well. It's going to be mega fast. Wow, okay. I probably would opt for another motherboard, thinking about it. Now, if you're audiophile, this is what this is for. It's a 6.3 millimeter drive connector. So instead of 3.5, 6.3, and you got a dual computer setup here as well. And I know this motherboard can actually use its own Wi-Fi from its own motherboard, so you can use a computer as a Wi-Fi connection. Plus, you can connect up, have 2 internet connections on there to have even stable connection. This is a 2.5 gigahertz, so I'm guessing if you plug both of them in, you might be able to get 10 gigabit off of it. It's got CMOS reset button on there, BIOS reset button on there, Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, which I think is 5.0. I can't remember if it's got Wi-Fi 6 though on here. It might do. You got Type-C, but it hasn't got a lot of connections, so I might opt for something else. But anyway, what else have we got that we need? I think we've got everything, haven't we? NVMe, power supply, graphics card, CPU, cooler. What else do we need? Power supply, CPU, graphics card, motherboard, NVMe. We don't need anything else off of that. Now, with this motherboard, with this monitor, to get 240 hertz, you need a special cable. Now on this monitor, this has a monitor that has a 2.0. It should have a 2.0, which is, was it 2.2, 2.1, 2.2? So I can't remember. It's one of these special HDMI ports, and it also works with Elgato's capture card as well. And you need a special port that makes it really easy to set up, and it also needs to be able to be plugged in through HDMI, because normal HDMI will not give you 240 hertz. It might give you 140 hertz, 144 hertz, but it won't give you 240 hertz, and obviously you need a strong graphics card for it. So you need a special cable for that, and I'm sure it comes in this box. If I look quickly, it doesn't say, but anyway, I know for a fact that that's what you need. You need that 100%. So if it doesn't come in a box, just make sure that you order the cable for it. You can get 240 hertz off a DVI DL. It needs to be a special cable, not just a normal DVI-L. It needs to be a DVI-L DL cable. Display port, I think 144 hertz out of that, and then the rest of the HDMI is just normal, like 60 frame rates per second, depending on what HDMI you got. Right, okay. So we need peripherals. So we need a headset. Now, if I was going to get this computer, this is the headset that I would opt for. The headset that I've got right now is about an Apogee DAC that's connected to it. I can't really unplug it, but it's a Groove Apogee thing. It's about £600 for the set. That's what I would spend. But I like to have my sound for content creation, making like films and whatever. I won't even talk about that. But anyway, you need good sounding. I like open back as well rather than closed back, but it depends on what you want. But if we're going to go for that, you can go AKG, Audio Technica, or Sennheiser. That's what I would go for. But where's the rest of the headsets? Right, here we go. Oh, and also Creative do good headsets. SteelSeries is not too bad. I don't work with them or nothing, but they're not too bad. Hyperx, sick headphones. Sennheiser, sick headphones. But they crush your head, and so does Corsair. So it's just really annoying. You can get really sick sound, sick microphone, but not very good. RAZER do good headphone sets as well. I would spend no less than £150. So let's just get this one. Say that we were going to just get this headphone set. Let's just get that one. And what else do we need? We need a keyboard and mouse. Now, if I'm a gamer, I want brown switches, blue switches, red switches, silver switches. I don't care what switches. I am either a pro or a gamer. Now, if you're a pro, then you're going to have keys like such that you can literally take out, and you'll be able to grease the actual elements in there to make them so they're more professional for you to play with. That's the level that we're talking about. So let's go to, where do we need to go to? Oh, hold up one sec. Right, we need to go to, I can't remember where we need to go to now. Oh yeah. So we've got headphones. We need keyboard and mouse. Keyboard and mouse. Keyboard and mouse. Right, gaming keyboard and mouse. Right, so I would go with Ducky if you're a pro or you really want custom. MSI is not too bad. Logitech all the way on this as well. I'm just gonna just pick a keyboard and mouse, because I don't know what you... Oh, RAZER's good as well, but not as good as Logitech. It depends on what RAZER keyboard we're talking about. Let's go with... should we go with Ducky then? Could go. Let's just go with Ducky. Corsair is really nice as well. I don't know what Hyperx ain't in here. Well, let's go with... if you're a gamer, 10 kilos. If you are someone that does content creation, you need the extra numpad on the side. And Ducky don't seem to have that there, so we won't go Ducky then. Let's go all brands. Let's see. Let's put the price up here. Let's see what we get. La 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 la. This looks nice. Let's just go with Corsair. I know what Corsair's about. Got Logitech there as well. G915. Right, okay. You're going to need a cable. So we're going to need to go for a cable, which is... Where's the cables? Because I know... Oh, actually, I'll just link it in the description down below. You will need a cable for that monitor to get what you need. Now, let's talk about this computer, really. So this is the top, like, entry level. You can obviously get this around 2,500. But I've just picked this out really quickly. So look for an entry level but top end that can do everything else. The 2,500. Anything other than that is just extra. It depends on your own custom needs. Obviously, you can just get a keyboard that's $599, but it wouldn't make sense. It's not very balanced, is it? Right, so we've got the newest processor, which is the 3900 XT. Now, this is exactly the same as the one that I've got. It's just got a lot more overclocking headroom. I wouldn't say loads more overclocking headroom, but when I got my CPU, I was lucky enough to get one with decent silicone in it. Whereas this one's going to have even better silicone in it, and it's still on this 7nm processing thing, and we can get a better NVMe, which is only 1 terabyte. For that price, you would really want more, and you want to make sure that it runs on PCI 4. So I would technically go for a Sabrinth, but just to be like, make sure your data is cool and that. Sabrinth's good, but I don't know how long they've been going on for. But they are the fastest drive, so if you want just raw power and you want it for gaming, cool. If you want it to have content creation and also do this, then opt with that. BenQ monitor, as I said, you're going to need a cable for it. 244 hertz. To get 244 hertz, you have to go into the menu, and you also have to download the most up-to-date graphics as well. And in your BIOS as well for that motherboard, you go in and you're going to need to update that for that CPU as well. And the CPU air cooler. I could make videos on how to, once you got all of this, how do you keep it stable for an overclock? Because loads of people like my overclocking videos. Don't know why, but they like it. Anyway, so we've got the Noctua NHD15. You can get whatever CPU air cooler you want, but it just shows Noctua is one of the best CPU air coolers. You got, we ain't going to talk about what's the best and all that, but we've got Seasonic, best power supplier, Sapphire Radeon graphics card, 5700 XT. Some people like it, some people don't. I think, I'm sure if you waited a little bit longer, also Sapphire's bringing out a new, not Sapphire, AMD are bringing out a new graphics card. I don't know how good it's going to be. You can change this case. I've just seen that case. This case is lovely. Where is it? It is this one, Eclipse P500A. Love it. Really close to the window. It might starve a little bit on the graphics card of breathing. And we've got memory. Go with whatever memory you want. Make sure your timings are always low. Now, this is going to be for people that are impatient, that have got the fastest drives. Like I've got one of the fastest drives and I can't find it. But it's faster than the SSD. That's how fast my little drive is. This is my USB drive. You plug it in and you're literally getting speeds that are ridiculous. The memory is 32 gigabytes. It's an entry level into this level of what computers we're doing. This is balanced. You can go 32, 64, 128. 128 is going to make it a bit off balance because of the graphics card that you're using as well. The graphics card's only £579, but if you look at everything, this is well balanced. Other than the motherboard you can get with all out of the pros and cons, all the nice stuff with like the little GIF files and all that sort of stuff. You can probably get that motherboard for like $350. So that knocks that off, like $350 off this price, and this gets it under £3,000. The CPU, you could use the 3900 X without the XT, same CPU. This is just a newer version, overclocks more, but will you notice? You'll only notice if you are all about overclocking. Simple. Never used those headphones, but those headphones would be pretty decent. Use Corsair headphones, not too bad. Right, last but not least, we're going to go into what we're going to Intel now. So this is all the new Intel stuff that's just come out now. We're going to be doing all of that. What the hell? Come on. Let's bug that out. Hopefully it just gets rid of it all for me. Yes! Nice and quick. Right, so we're going to do a totally different thing here. We're going to go with graphics card. Nvidia graphics card. And you know what I'm going to go with straight away? Don't you? I don't know why I'm going now. I'm going to go with 2080 Ti. I've got this graphics card, so let's go with that graphics card. Oh, and also for that price, it's like there's me and then there's someone that wants to build a computer. You can build a computer and have all the performance, but why not have it so it's color coordinated? So you can have an all white computer, all black computer, all RGB computer, or just blacked out. It's up to you. You can do that for that price as well. A mediocre one, it's going to be quite hard to find that, but there is people that would be able to do that. Right, so we've got 2080 Ti, yeah? Now we're going to go with case. We're going to go with, what should we go with? We're going to go with InWin case. Where's InWin? InWin. Lovely looking cases. Look at that. Asus Edition makes it more expensive. This case is sick. These cases are sick for water cooling. Right, this is not a bad price. But if I wanted to go for a case a little bit more, I would go with this one. Because it looks cool. Let's get that. Intel CPU. You know what one we're going to go for? We are going to go for this one. No, we're not, because that's the cheaper one. We're going to go for this one. This is the retail version. Is this the one we want? Yeah, this is the one we want. Flipping hell, look at the price. Intel motherboard. 1200 chipset. And that is so nice. So nice. Look at that, that's nice as well. Right, so if we're going with that other one, then we want to go with this one. I think this is like PCI 3 though still, isn't it? It's PCI... Yeah, it's PCI 3. Well, that's a bit annoying. It's a bit of a con, isn't it? Okay, right, whatever. We'll go with that. Remember, we can cut that price in half because you can get that motherboard that's decent enough for that range at 250 upwards. So Intel look like they're cutting their price a little bit. Air cooler. Well, let's go to memory. We want 32 gigabytes. Where's memory? Memory, PC memory. Hang on. The memory that we done before, you need to dial it back. It needs to be between 3200 and 3600. That's the ideal ratio that silicone works at really well. It makes the CPU run really well. But on Intel, you can go really high. So we can bang out, we can go like to this straight away. But it depends on how you want it to look. Probably it's a little bit expensive though, isn't it? 469, and it's only 60 gig. No, come on, let's get out of that one. Let's get out of that one. That one's ridiculous in price. Buy. That's sort of thing I would just do, but I would actually buy 32 gigabytes of it. That's just a joke, man. Didn't even realise it's so expensive. Right, let's go with 4,000. And we're going to go with the same memory as before. Is that 32, yeah? Check the timings, as I say. Air cooling CPU. We're going to go with the notcher again. Oh, 1200. Does this fit the 1200? I don't know if that's fit the 1200. I really don't have a clue. It doesn't say that it does. CPU, we need to get one that fits it. So let's go with this one because I know that fits the 1200. But I don't know what we're up to now. We're going to need NVMe. We need, what are we going for? 194. That's not a bad price, you know, because it's only PCI 3. This is the problem. If you're going to spend more money, get PCI 4 and utilise it. That's the difference. It's a bit annoying, that is. What we got here? We have, right, we got the graphics card, 2080 Ti, in-win, nice little case. Intel i9, got MSI motherboard, which you can cut that, literally get 2/3 off of that price. Memory as well is decent. What else do we need? Power supply. We're going to go 1000 watt power supply. 1000 watts. We want to go with 289. There was a cheaper one. Oh, there we go. That's right. We're going to go with Seasonic. Flipping out. This price is going up. I ain't even got a monitor yet. Monitor. Now, I'm going to do another video. Another stream. But it's going to be more extreme of like just finding out how much everything costs, because I haven't done, I might do a couple more. I'll do one with the next video. I'll do, instead of doing CPU coolers, it'll be with what is a balanced AIO cooler with the system that you got, and also how many connectors that you need to connect it, whether and I already know whether it's going to look nice or not. But then I'll also do a video as well is with the 4K 144 hertz IPS or TN. It depends on what kind of screen. We'll talk about color ratio and stuff like that, and color gamut. It's going to be really quite confusing, but we're going to go with the 24. We're going to go with, no, we're going to go with 240 hertz, aren't we? 240 hertz monitor. Where's the 240 hertz monitor gone? Monitors. 240 hertz, so we've got a lot to play around with. Look at the price. Oh my gosh. We'll just get the BenQ Zoe one. This is a different version. This is the, no, we won't get that one. It's a 27 inch. We want a smaller one. 2546. This is the Davina version. This is for the ladies. 1920 by 1080 TN panel. Really fast. Does 240 hertz. As I said, you need a special cable for that as well. Hopefully it comes with it. Oh my gosh. Ballin'. So we've got a graphics card, we've got this. We need headphones and all that as well. Flipping hell. Headphones. We need headset. And we could just literally go with what we got before. £149, we'll go with that. And keyboard and mouse. Where's keyboard and mouse? Gaming keyboards. towards the mouse. We're going to go with this. I don't even think we've got a mouse in the other one. But you need to add some money to the other one. I've got to add the mouse to the other one. I just remembered. Glorious PC mouse. They're really light. If you sweat a lot, not good for it. If you're a professional gamer, then Zowie, Benki Zowie, or RAZER, Logitech, and who else is there that's really good? Mad Cats, Rock Cat, they're pretty decent. They're in the gaming world. And if you use a cable and not Wi-Fi, Bluetooth or whatever it is that's connected to, then you would use one of these. So this is a bungee, and then you just put your cable in it. I would go with a mouse that's wireless, and I would also go with the mat as well, so it does bring the price up. Right, this stream has gone on long enough. I'm so hot, and I'm so like I need a drink of water before I die. But yes, when you look at this, this can literally do content creation at 4K. You could probably get away with doing 6K with it. You could probably do 6K with it because it's got a CUDA cores, which has got a 2080 Ti, and it's not even overclocked. You've got a CPU that's I think it's got quite a few. How many has it got? Has it got more than the other one, the AMD CPU? Yeah, it's got 10 cores, 20 threads. That's ridiculous, right? So this is like the entry level of having a really expensive computers that are well balanced. Now let me explain to you really quickly. Now with the power supply we've got, that power supply is sufficient for what we've got. It's sufficient for the graphics card if you want to overclock it. The case is sufficient. InWin are always pretty good for overclocking and airflow in their cases. It looks really good with the design. You'll probably be able to find these cheaper, but I don't know. I'm going to have a look. Obviously the CPU is the newest in, so it's going to be expensive. You got the MSI Godlike motherboard. You can like take off 2/3 of that price and get another motherboard. You got the Be Quiet Dark Rock Pro 4, so that's going to be more expensive. If you can find RGB with RGB not on the memory, it'll be cheaper. If you can find RGB not on the motherboard, it's going to be cheaper. You know, it's going to be a lot cheaper. But that's everything there. You're going to definitely need to buy a cable, but I'll link everything in the description down below. Anyway, if you like these kind of videos, you should definitely subscribe or join our membership, because on the membership I think I'm going to do these long kind of videos, but I will actually get these products and I will assemble them in a stream, and then we'll test it and make sure that it runs really well, and then another day we'll test it for like 24 hours and make sure that it basically is not throttling. We'll overclock it and stuff like that. We'll just do like overclocking on the graphics card once, and then we'll overclock it on the memory card. We'll overclock the NVMe's, the SSDs, the mechanical hard drives, whatever you got. So if you've got old school mechanical hard drives, you've got dual 1 terabyte hard drives, you can put them together and put them in RAID 0. But obviously there's no redundancy there. But anyway, we'll talk, and then next video stream is going to be like this, but all about the AIO and still the balanced computer. And then after that, it's going to be about the custom water cooling, so the people that want to really overclock and show off their builds and stuff like that. And then there might be a special one I might do after that, which is going to cost even more, which means no money is no object. But I'm also going to be doing a budget version of how much a budget version would be to do custom like water cooling, because you can custom water cool it with just a CPU, and what's the best manufacturers to go to. But anyway, as I said, subscribe, like, comment, and join if you'd like to join. If you join, you're going to get a whole plethora of different things to going on, and this is just for the members only. So if you're not subscribed, you won't see it, and if you're subscribed, you still will see it, but you'll need to join up to be able to gain access and stuff like that. But anyway, links in the description for all these products. It's going to take me a while to go through all of these, but yes, this is all a well balanced computer, and it can do anything you want. Content creation, so that's Photoshop. It's got the space for Photoshop. It's going to be super fast. You're going to talk about boot times. Boot time is going to be around 6 to 10 seconds. Boot time. CPU cooler is going to be easier to call this. It's going to be a proper beast. 32 gigabytes. It's got enough memory for Adobe as well. And also, if you want to stream this and take this online, it's going to be enough for that. But then it's going to obviously slow it down. I can also do 2 computers that you can do, like I can do a streaming setup, because I do have 2 computers here. This is what I'm actually streaming off right now. I've got a streaming computer over there, RTX 2060, CPU cooler, 32 gigabytes of RAM, decent, pretty expensive motherboard in there. I think it's Asus one. It's got, I think that's AMD one. It's the 3900X in there. And it's got NVMe Sabrum drive in there, and then in this one's got a Samsung drive, which is NVMe. I think I need to swap them over because I need one for the PCI 4, and it's got 9900K 2080 Ti, same sort of motherboard and that. Yeah, it's pretty beast mode. I think this is AIO, isn't it? Oh no, it's AIO. It's AIO water cooling. So yeah, I can do like a dual system setup as well, budget, medium, and really expensive. But it's going to take quite a few months going through that because I've got a headache now. But anyway, thanks for watching. Roger and out. Hope you enjoyed the content. Don't forget to comment as well. Thanks for watching. Roger and out.